Things take time to build. And I'm going to tell you a story here. This was 2016. It was a chance that I got to listen to Seth Godin, famous marketer, has written a ton of bestseller books. And I think the best one that I like is This Is Marketing by Seth Godin, my favorite book of his. Anyway, I just finished listening to Seth. It was a morning keynote session. We've got 5,000 people in the room. And I'm sitting with my friend and I'm like, hey man, that was great. Listen, I gotta go pee because I rushed in here to listen to Seth in the morning. It's like 8 a.m. and I'm in the East Coast. I'm in New York. So it's really like, let's see, 7, 6, 5. It's 5 a.m. my time. That means I had to wake up super early to get there. And I rushed and I didn't pee. So I'm like, dude, let's go. Yeah. And guys go pee together sometimes too. Okay. So I'm like, hey man, let's go pee together. So we go, I'm going to the restroom and I finish up. And then when we're done, we're heading back this hallway. And I'm like, hey man, that looks like there's free food there. So we go to the right where there's free food. And somehow this door was open to free food. And I'm like, oh, free food. It's a big conference. So we go in there, we start picking up some food. And I think there was like great croissants. Anyway, it was a lineup of food. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. They give free food for everybody here. And there's nobody here, just us, just me and my friend. I don't even know how that happened. So picking up food, we turn around, grab our plate. And then there's one small table in the back of the room with one person sitting there. And as we get closer, we realize it's Seth Godin. And so I'm in the middle of eating a croissant and I look at my friend and I'm like, but let's go forward. So we move forward closer to Seth and Seth's like, oh, you're early. And I'm like, yes, I am. I have no idea what I'm early to. Okay. So I sit down with my friend and we're sitting there. And he's like, so what'd you think? I'm like, oh, it was a great presentation. And we dug into the whole keynote. It was like a 2-minute talk. And then I decided to ask him a simple question. And I still remember his answer to this day because it changed my business. And I said, Seth, I love that you do this amazing job with marketing and you help us better understand who we can connect with, right? Our individual audiences here, and not so concerned about it being so massive. But I always feel like I'm doing too much. I feel like I'm spread thin over here. I feel like I'm spread thin over there. And I just don't know how to tackle that. And then he said this, he goes, Tristan, it's not that you're doing too much. It's that you don't have the right people in place to help you with all those things that you're doing. And we dove deeper into that because we were super early, right? To this mastermind that only had like 7 people. We were just happened to be there by chance and for free. So we dove deeper into that. And then he said, look, if you want to go this route on marketing, let's say, Tristan, you want to write a book. You want to go deeper into Instagram. You want to create these amazing giveaways on PDF. You're going to need somebody for each of these. Although the ideas and the content should come from you, in order for it to take legs, you've got to build this out. And so this was way back in 2016. This was I don't know, we're in 2022. I can't count. 7 years ago, 6 years ago. And as we developed this idea through COVID 2020, I started building this out. I gave myself enough time because everything was so quiet. I'm like, what do we do? Let's build. And so I always remembered Seth saying, you need to build it out and you need support for each leg. And a lot of the things that you're doing right now, you think you can do, but then when you shift and pivot over to do something else, that falls apart. So what I'm telling you is the same thing he told me. When you have an idea and you believe in it strongly and you put enough effort into it, once you have enough going in there, you've got to hire down that line. And so I started doing that. I'm going to show you this great graphic we've got where we have a director of ops in the middle, and then it builds out to all these different circles. This way you start building out each of these. And look, that's just an example. I want you to know that you can go deeper, and you should be going deeper. That's the way to grow. That's the way. If you want to go wider and if you want to tackle on everything else, you've got to start with one thing, and you need help going down. Always reminds me of how Jeff Bezos started way back in the 90s, where he said, hey, I think there's an opportunity here with the internet and books. Let's go deep in books. And more recent, you look at Mr. Beast going deep on YouTube, right? He's the biggest YouTuber in the world, says that I'm going to just do YouTube and then expand into everything else after. Just YouTube, more YouTube, better thumbnails, better description, bigger, better, all YouTube. So in the same way, he's built out a massive team just down that hole. I'm asking you, what do you want to build? Where do you want to go? Are you hiring for that? Think 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 20 years out. It's okay to think that far. Act quicker, but know that things take a long time. And know that the more effort, the more amazing people and talent you put behind something, the better you'll build it. Anyway, that's a lesson I learned from Seth Godin, all by accident.